Hey grade 5! Today we are getting started on a artwork that is all about value. This one is based off of an art form called a neurographic art, which is about kind of mapping neurons in our brain. But we are doing some very organic shapes on our work. Today we are just going to be focusing on the black lines. Next class we are going to be going ahead and integrating that understanding of value that we practiced for the past couple classes. So, how we're getting started with our black lines is that we are going to write our name, class number, and flip the paper over. We are not going to be doing any pencil today. We're going straight into using our zebra marker. You'll notice that our organic lines have some dark black and some thinner black. Let's look at how we can create that. We're going to start first with just two lines, two squiggly lines. And your lines can go anywhere. I'm going to intersect them, and you're going to see what is going to create some of these thicker black places in the intersection. So wherever two lines meet, you are going to create a curve or similar like a spider's web on all four sides of that intersecting X. Make sure that your lines kind of smoothly travel from the straight line into the curved line. Then you can fill in that entire shape with black. Let's see that again, but now we are going to go ahead and create another line. Try to see if you can make it intersect in multiple places. Do a curved line that creates these spider webs. The goal is not necessarily to focus on the black shape, but our goal is to focus on the white shape on the inside. We want all of our white shapes to be a round, kind of bean-like droplet shape. So in order to do that, we need to curve all of the edges around that shape. So right now you'll see that this white shape has a pointed edge. We need to round that out to create that smooth bean shape. That's the goal, is to make the white space all the way rounded. We don't want there to be any pointy corners. Today you are able to create as many curved lines as you'd like on your paper. I would suggest do one at a time. Do one line, fill in all of the corners, and then do another line until you're happy with the composition that you've created. My hope is that you complete all of your black lines today, and next class we'll be able to get started with our colored pencil inside of our rounded shapes. Last class, we got started with our neurographic artwork where we were trying to create some black organic lines that then created these positive, rounded, bubble-like shapes. Before we get started with our value today, I would like to revisit one more time some of the places that you may have found a little bit troublesome, especially the places that are a little bit shallow of an X. So remember, our goal is to make our white shapes look rounded. So it's not so much about the black lines, but what results from that black shape. So when you are doing your X's, make sure that the white shape on the outside is nice and smooth and consistently round. So if there's any places where there's some jagged edges, clean those up with your zebra marker. One more place that might be tricky, again, the same idea is that this is a very shallow angle or an obtuse angle. And we need to just do a long curved line. I've seen some boys and girls do lines like this, but you know what? That just makes more pointy spaces here on the edge that need to be smoothed out to create that rounded bubble shape. It's okay for some of your black lines to become a little bit thick in places, as long as the white shape is round and organic. Okay. Now is the meat of the assignment, which is really to try to show value and intensity with color. That is our goal with this assignment. And how we are going to do that is apply the skills that we practiced here on this worksheet, especially in this linear gradient that we practiced, to apply it with colored pencil into our rounded organic shapes. You'll see here that I have a little visual rubric of what I'm expecting for our ability as grade 5 students for how to color. So you will see that there is a WW category here. This is a straightforward gradient. It's from dark, medium to light on the side. This is what everyone should be able to do, and I will demonstrate for you in a moment how we can all achieve WW. Down to WT. WT means I can see some differences between the different values. There is not a smooth transition from dark to medium to light. RS. There is no value, no change in intensity of our value, and our color pencil is getting outside of our shape. Now, if we go to WA though, what we're seeing as a difference in the WA category is that our value is actually creating the illusion that our shape is round. Similar to how we practice on our sphere, we are creating that core of the shadow and the reflected light around the very edge of our shape. So there is a core and a reflected light with a highlight on the opposite side. So you can see a few of the WA categories here. So this one, what can you guess this one would be marked? Yep, a WW. This one, WW. This one, WT, you're right. And this is the only RS, but of course this one's not finished, so our information is not enough for this one to be marked. So let's look at how we are going to be able to color our WW inside of the shape of our organic white bubbles. I'm going to go ahead and choose just a blue colored pencil, and remember, the 3 tips for success is that we need to vary our pressure, our direction, and add layers. So do a nice light pressure on one side. I've decided I'm going to make this side dark and this side light. I'm changing my direction, and now I'm going to go ahead and layer my color pencil. Notice how I'm doing a monkey grip. That's really key for us to soften the intensity of our value and create not lines, but changes in the darkness of our colored pencil. Now I'm applying a really heavy pressure to my shape and going over the layer again. If you'd like to increase the intensity of your value, you may also select either a darker color of the one you're using. So for example, I could use a dark blue, or I could go ahead with a black and do a nice light pressure on the side where I want there to be a number 8, 9, and 10 value to really enhance that illusion of change in value. Okay, boys and girls, this would be a WW shape. If I wanted to go ahead and do a WA shape, I would start in a similar way, where I'd go ahead with a light pressure and a light value, and then work on creating a rounded shape based on the outline or the contour of the shape that I'm working inside of. Rolling my pencil, layering it, and varying my pressure until I create a gradient that's in the same shape. Maybe enhancing the core of my shadow with a little bit of black. This is something you can work up to. If you'd like to start with WW first, please do that. And of course, boys and girls, if you have some successful WAs, that of course is showing me that you are capable of that skill and that you are earning of a WA. So feel free to start with this one, and if you'd like to try this one later on, you are more than welcome to. Okay, boys and girls, so your goal today is to begin your coloring of your values inside your shapes. And I will say, boys and girls, you do not need to color every single shape. This work is completed and there's still lots of white showing. What I am looking for though is a very nice, slow and careful approach to your coloring of value. Okay, you may grab your materials and we'll pass out your work and you may get started.